Well, how do you react to a game where pretty much nothing happened? By saying plan perfectly executed. Because Ruben Amorim has been very clear over the course of the last few weeks that his top priority right now is getting clean sheets. Because coming into this game, we hadn't had one for 13 matches in a row. Well, if you'd have said at the start of the day, we'd win the game and we'd get a clean sheet, I'd say that's the perfect game. And we've won the game and we've got a clean sheet. And look, this is by no means a fantastic performance, but in terms of a defensive look, it's a good one. Did Fulham get a couple of chances at the end? Of course they did. But that's the Premier League. That's high-level football. There's always going to be chances at the end of the game when a team pushes on. But on the whole, I don't think we were that bothered today. And look, I'm sure for the neutrals especially, but also for Manchester United fans watching, that was quite a painful, slow, dragged-out match. But that was the plan. There is no getting away from that. That was the plan. He has mentioned it in all of his press conferences, all of his pre- and post-match interviews for the past 3 weeks. Our first priority at the moment is not conceding. And that's how we approach this game. It was slow. It was boring. It was methodical. It was let's not make a single defensive mistake when we've got the ball or when we've not got the ball. And we've got to the end of 97 minutes and we've not conceded a goal. So that was priority one from this football match. And to a man, the team has executed that. There wasn't a single sort of defensive-minded mistake I can think of in the entire match from a Manchester United player. And we come away with a clean sheet. That was priority one. That has been executed perfectly. Then priority two was trying to find a way to nick a goal. And all right, we didn't come anywhere close to executing that perfectly. The one goal that we do score comes from our only shot on target. And can you really call it a shot on target? Let's be honest, the deflection happens outside the penalty area. And it loops and it loops. And I think Leno should save it personally. But I'm always critical of goalkeepers. But he gets a fingertip to it. And it goes in the top corner. And Lisandro Martinez has his second goal of the season. And Manchester United win 1-0. It's as simple as that. I can sit here and moan about certain aspects that were wrong with this football match. And I would have gone into much more detail about the things that we did wrong in this football match if we hadn't won the game. But we've won the game. So it's not as big a concern. Don't get me wrong. The issue for me, certainly in the first half, was I didn't understand why we played Højlund, Ahmad and Garnacho. Because I said about it the other day. In my head, if you're playing Højlund as the one up front, the two off him need to be creative. Because Rasmus is going to want to make the runs in behind. He's going to want to stretch the defence. He's the one who wants to get one-on-one with the goalkeeper. So you need the creative players playing off of Højlund. If you're playing Garnacho and Ahmad as the two off, you need Xerxes. Because Xerxes is going to drop in. He's going to hold up the play. He's going to suck in centre-backs and allow Ahmad and Garnacho to breach the defensive lines and run in behind. So for me, that just made absolutely no sense in that first half. And that's why we did nothing in that first half. Because the ball was being sent up to Højlund as if it was Xerxes. And Højlund just doesn't have that in his game. All right, he's 6'2", but he is a streaky striker. He is someone who wants to stretch the defence. He don't want to be fighting centre-backs, especially ones like Anderson that are bigger and more physical than him. That's not his game. If he's going to play up there, he needs to be running off of those players to get on the ball and then try and feed it. But his ball skills aren't at the same level of Xerxes either. He has to be the one running in behind. So that's why that didn't work in the first half. The only problem is, second half, he did put Xerxes on, and it didn't really change much. I thought Xerxes had quite a poor game. I've been singing his praises the last couple of weeks, but when he came on, he made little to no impact either. He was also giving the ball away. He also was losing physical challenges. So it didn't make sense to me in that regard. Also, I think we had quite a poor game in terms of the midfield build-up play. I don't think Bruno or Agate on the ball got anywhere near their top level today. And it was very reminiscent of that Southampton game, where again, the side we were playing against sat off us, gave our midfielders too much time on the ball. And with it, they don't know how to play quickly. When you've got that much space available to you, you've got to be more aggressive. You've got to drive forward, look for the quick passes. But we just weren't doing that. Now, again, that could be because, as I've already mentioned multiple occasions, priority one was securing the clean sheet. So it might have been that Bruno got the ball and Ugarte got the ball, looked forward, saw a risky pass and went, that's not the priority today. So let's keep it, let's make sure we don't lose it, and let's play it back to Maguire and De Ligt and Martinez or Yoro or whoever. So I'm hoping that's why the game went the way it did. My concern now is that that's also what we do against Crystal Palace next week. Now, obviously the game against Steaua Bucharest in midweek is a completely different kettle of fish. Like, I think we can afford to even lose that game and we'll still pretty much guarantee ourselves a spot in the top 8. So we can make wholesale changes for that. Maybe try something a little bit different in terms of people playing in different positions, this, that and the other. But in terms of the Palace game, where we're once again going to be at home, I would like to see us be a little bit more aggressive, certainly on the ball. And you can tell that from the fans. There are a few occasions where they're shouting attack, 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 because that's what they want from Manchester United, and that's what they expect from Manchester United, to get the ball, play fast, get runners in behind and create opportunities. And we didn't do that today. But I genuinely believe that's because we were trying to get the clean sheet. And we got the clean sheet, and we nicked the goal, and we won 1-0. So I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. I think there were some good performances, certainly in the back line. Maguire was my man of the match again today. I had to ring him out for being awful in the goal conceded against Rangers, but I thought he didn't put a foot wrong today. He made a couple of crucial last-ditch tackles from Jimenez, from Harry Wilson, made a couple of big defensive headers, especially towards the latter end of the game. I think Lenny Yoro looked fantastic in this appearance when he came on. I thought his tackling again was sublime. And then I also think Ruben Amorim deserves credit for how he used his substitutions in this game. Like, the moment Ugarte got booked, he was off, Toby Collier came on. We don't want to risk a red card. We want to keep the clean sheet. Let's get some more legs in there. Someone that we can rely on that's going to break up play and get the ball moving again. Great substitution. I liked that the moment that Fulham put Adama Traore on, the instinct was straight away, right, we're going to keep Dalot with Iwobi, where he's been with him for the rest of the game. So if Iwobi's going across to the right-hand side, Dalot's going off to the left-hand side to cover him. Mazraoui can come over. We're going to put Yoro on to cover a little bit more defensive pace in regards to Adama Traore. I liked that decision. I then further liked the decision that when he did take Mazraoui off, he put Malacia on the right, because he didn't want to break up what we had been doing. So I liked that he did that. I liked that when he brought Mainu on, it brought a little bit of extra more control into the game. The actual tactical decisions made by Ruben Amorim really contributed to the overall performance. And then finally, fair play to Toby Collier for bailing us out from another defensive disaster from a corner. That was the one mistake that we did make in this game, but I can't put that down to the defensive error because it's our other massive problem, which is we can't bloody sort out ourselves on set pieces. But for the first time in about 6 months, someone had the wherewithal to actually get on the goal line when the cross came in. And thankfully, Toby Collier got one off the line. But other than that, there ain't much else to say. The players did the job that they were asked to do. They got the clean sheet. Leacher had a shot from 45 yards. It's taken a massive deflection and it's ended up in the top corner. And we've won 1-0. 3 points, moving up the table. 4 wins out of 5. Steaua Bucharest on Thursday. Crystal Palace at home at the weekend. Hopefully 2 more wins coming our way. And hopefully we start to build up some momentum. But crucially as well, we have to hold on to Garnacho this week. And maybe sign 1 or 2 players as well. I could do a whole nother rant video about the players we've let go on loan over the last 24 hours. But I might save that for another video. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you very soon.